Hey everyone, and welcome back to World of Tanks with Maneuverability. Today, I thought we'd have a look at the M41 90mm Grand Final Edition Walker Bulldog. Now, I know you can't get this in the store anymore at the moment, but if it does show up again, and you like light tanks, you definitely want to get this tank. It is an awesome tank. It's basically just the Walker Bulldog, except that gun is so much different. Now there are several differences between this tank and the Walker Bulldog that's in the American tech tree, apart from the fact that this one is a German tank. Now these differences include the fact that this is a tier 8 instead of a tier 7 tank, the engine power is slightly less, and it's got a fair bit more HP than the original Walker Bulldog. But these differences don't really affect the way you play this tank. When it comes to its speed and maneuverability, they feel like pretty much the same tank. There's no big difference when you're playing it. The real difference, and the reason that this tank is tier 8, it comes down to that 90mm gun. And in actuality, in real life, if this tank, or the Walker Bulldog I mean, actually had this 90mm gun on it when it served with the US Army, this tank would have been reclassified as a medium tank instead of the light tank that it is. And in game, that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like a light tank with a medium tank's gun. And the gameplay doesn't really change that much from the standard light tank gameplay. What I find best in my light tanks, if I don't play them often, but if I do play a light tank, I try and get up and get some initial spots and see where the enemy are, and then move back behind my team's tank so that I can try and support them, like you can see in this video. I don't do a great job of all of this in this game. This isn't the best game that I've had in this tank, but this is the first game that I had in this tank. Actually, it's the second game. The first game involved me driving up and accidentally going off a small ridge and this tank flipping over and exploding. But that's a story that all of us like to try and keep under wraps instead of telling everybody. But as the game progresses, you try and support your tanks by getting around to the flanks of the enemy tanks and putting some good shots into them. Here I'm just trying to have a look over the ridge and see if I can put some shots into the other side, and I see this T95 and he's aiming up at me and I pull back just in time. Oh boy, that would have made a mess of me if that landed. I dunked the shot into the ground there and follow up, and this Object 140 backs into me and I just get out of his way. I just keep trying to put shots in over here to try and support the other guys over there by helping out with this Lorraine 40T. Now if, like me, sometimes you don't play light tanks that often, but you do enjoy having a go at them sometimes, which means sometimes you won't see a lot of every single map in the game. Like for instance, this map for me, this is probably the second or third time I've ever taken a light tank onto this map. So I didn't really know where I should go to begin with. Not with the light tank anyway. So I just tried to stick to the basic idea of light tanks, which is to get up, try and get some early spots in the advantageous bushes, which I didn't really find in this game. I'll do better on this map next time, so I think I found a few. And then once those positions became pretty much useless, try and move back and support your own tanks by providing some supporting fire, maybe trying to get around beside the enemy tanks so that you get some multiple directions of fire coming from your team, since you're fast enough to get around there. And then if you become pretty much useless, as pretty much I was where I currently was, you can use the speed of this tank to get to a position where you're not so useless and you can put in good shots into tanks like this Rheinmetall that I'm trying to shoot at here, which I totally miss. Pretty bad shots in this game, but oh well, it happens sometimes. Anyway, I get my revenge, I get up alongside him and shoot him. And then the momentum of this tank just, and I think I just blocked the T10 shot on my own team and actually protected the Rheinmetall, which is not a good thing. You never want to do that. Now I'm kind of stuck here because the T10 wants to come up into this little section. He's trying to get away from that T95 over there. And I look over and see this M46 trying to sneak away, and I put a nice shot into the back of him. Unfortunately he got away and I really couldn't move out of here because that T95 would just obliterate me as soon as I moved in front of his gun. So I try and stick up in here. I'm trying to get into a position where I can track him without him, but it takes more than one shot to take the tracks off on the T95. Insane, and now I'm sort of stuck between the T10 and this wall. And eventually I get unstuck and I try and go around behind the T95. I should have gone just straight in beside him and gone around behind him, but instead I go around the rock. And my shooting in this game is awful, isn't it? And get in behind him. The only damage that I seem to do this T95 in this game is when I rammed him. And that's not because of this gun, that's just my poor play at this point in time. But this isn't the tank that I should have been going after. I should have gone after that M46 and took it out because it's only on 209 health. I stick here and I try it, but it's too late. The M46 nails me. And eventually these guys do finish this game off, but that T95 finishes off our T10. And so yeah, it was an okay game from me. It wasn't bad for my first game. I didn't really know how this tank was actually going to play, but eventually it worked out that it's basically just the Walker Bulldog itself. As our artillery rebalances that T95 right there. And they eventually finish off this M46 and they finish this game with a win. So, let's have a look at the post-game battle results. And as you can see, it was a reasonably good result considering we played the game in an okay fashion. We got a second class mastery, which isn't that bad, I guess. 1,591 experience undoubled because the doubled one was on me crashing within the first 5 seconds of the game, which was crazy. Came second on the team for experience, earned 1,250 damage done with this gun, and we ended up making a reasonable profit of 48,654 credits. So yeah, pretty good tank, not too bad a game. I'll say again, if you want a really good light tank or tier 8 light tank, then this is probably the tank that you want. And it's just simply basically because this is the Walker Bulldog at tier 7, only at tier 8 and with a 90mm gun. So leave us a comment, any comment you want. You may want to know something more about this game in general, you may want to know something more about other tanks that are in the game, and you might want me to make a video about a tank that you know of but haven't seen or played yet. And if so, do leave us a comment, give this video a like if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And so enjoy whatever it is that you enjoy playing, and I'll catch you all next time.